Hello and welcome to See You Online Ed Talks. I am Professor Divya Pruthi, your host, and today we are exploring how Harley-Davidson built a brand through consumer engagement and how it transformed from a small garage setup to a legendary brand that represents freedom, power, and an unmatched sense of belonging. But what truly sets Harley apart? It's not about just motorcycles. It's about building a strong community, creating unforgettable experiences, and turning customers into lifelong brand advocates. So to dive deeper into this journey, we have a distinguished guest with us, Mr. Sofi Zahoor, who is CEO of Human Cap India. Mr. Zahoor brings with him over 2 decades of rich experience, having transformed countless lives through his work in human resource management, IT, and customer support. He is known for aligning talent with business strategy and has helped organizations around the world to make better, smarter decisions about people and performance. His deep understanding of how businesses connect with their audience makes him the perfect person to discuss Harley-Davidson's branding mastery. So welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me here.
Yeah. So we can just start with the origins of Harley. This brand started and it founded in 1903 in a small shed in Milwaukee. So it has come a long way. Now from a small shed to here, it's a big brand today. So what do you think Harley has done in its initial years to be so unique in itself?
See, look, you're right. It's a garage company.
Yeah.
Started in 1903. I think the origin of this organization was to build a very high performing machine, which is a V2 engine, which is one of the most powerful engines. And then, besides the V2 engine, build the engineering which is enduring and which can last for longer. So Harley-Davidson is powerful and it can go long journeys and it's very enduring. So I think that was a concept of building, and it was not about basically, it was not built from the perspective of you need a motorcycle from moving from one place to another place.
Yeah.
The idea was to build a product which is basically which will talk about the freedom, which will talk about the liberty, which will talk about basically a lifestyle and identity. So this was the concept of building the Harley-Davidson as a core concept of this organization. Started from a very small company, but it's one of the most respected motorcycle company in the world today.
So yeah, they have built a strong brand identity, and plus they have very loyal customer base. Definitely, it is one of the most important thing about Harley, how they've built their brand successful. So what do you think, how they have built such a strong brand identity?
They've been very smart in terms of, if you look at, the community is about 8 lakh hog owners.
Yeah.
In little about 120 odd countries.
Yes.
So that makes them very unique. Now that proud owners of 8 lakh people and it's growing, that makes them the advocates for that product. Yeah. So, and these hogs are more of brothers actually. The kind of community they have in between. I mean, if you're traveling anywhere in the world and you touch any part of the world, and if you feel a person with a Harley jacket or a t-shirt or any brand carrying, so you feel that you have a brother somewhere. I mean, if you're traveling anywhere in the world and you have a Harley chapter there, they'll arrange everything for you. They'll arrange a bike, they'll arrange the gear. So that's what they created, this community of hog, which is called Harley Owners Group. So that's what one of the great marketing strategy was there. Yeah. And in addition to that, their merchandise that makes them unique. Everybody wants to you know,
Yeah, you can personalize
you
it.
can
and
personalize
you
the
can
brand,
customize
and then also, I mean, they build the brand for the next generation. So if I have a son who's 12 years, so you have that customer for future. So I think besides the pins and the badges, it's like probably the only company in the world which, if you do 10,000 miles, so you have a specific pin. If you do a 20,000 miles, you get to a badge. So everybody qualifies those numbers. So we are actually chasing those targets,
Yeah.
and that's what it makes them very, very unique in terms of how they have built that brand. And more so, if you remember in 1969, there was a movie which came, which was produced in US.
Yeah.
It was called The Easy Rider.
Yeah.
So it created an image of a rebel, which actually talks about liberty, which talks about freedom.
Yeah.
So I think that liberty or freedom is when you are on a motorcycle, you feel that you are liberated, you feel you're free, there's freedom around you. I think those are the things which they played very smartly. And now, initially, this motorcycle was targeted for people who are 45 and above, with the average salary of about $80,000 or above. But I think over a period of time, they've gone beyond territories. They are working on different strata of the community. So I think the marketing is very core at the heart of the organization. Building the advocates, building the brotherhood, working on the merchandise, and then obviously the hog as which is one of the most powerful.
Yeah, definitely, and that is how brotherhood is created. Like all those who are the owners of Harley, they are kind of brothers to
Absolutely,
themselves. Yes.
absolutely.
So they were not just selling machines, or they were not just a motorcycle company. It's an identity that they are building.
Absolutely.
So the brand is created like that. Definitely, completely agree.
Absolutely.
So what do you think, like one of the most important thing that is there in Harley is how they have built the customer engagement. Like they were not just selling motorcycles, they are selling their brand identity. They are creating a personality of a person. So what do you think they have done in order to, make a consumer engagement so well?
See, look, I think you've been here for a little hour and a half. Nobody's going to hard sell here. Everybody's calm, everybody's warm, everybody's welcoming.
Yeah.
The user experience of this entire, if you go to any Harley centers anywhere in the world, you will find friendliness, you'll find openness. They're extremely welcoming. That's one side of it. The other side of it is that they have an in-house financing that also made it very easy for people to, very seamless financing, which comes within the, whenever you want to buy it, they make it very easy for you to buy this. But I think overall, the feeling of being a part of that Harley as an identity is what they have been very successful in to create. So if you are a Harley owner, this is some sense of pride you always carry, on the up your sleeve. So I think they've been very, very smart that way. Yeah, and other side is that if you look at World War II, 1945. Imagine a person who's fought through a long war, we lost about 80 million people through this World War II. So you have an army person who comes out of the war and he's on a Harley and moving from a war zone towards home. That's a sense of liberty and there's a sense of pride which people talk about. I think the representation is freedom and liberty.
Yeah, they have this rugged appeal, and there is this sense of freedom in their whole
feel of rebel,
rebel
you're right.
image that they have created.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's how connected to that easy ride which I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I think that's truly a great representation of what Harley is. If you look at this movie called Easy Rider.
Yeah. So that's a great movie, I suppose. So talking about such a strong brand, Harley-Davidson, like this brand, many other brands also, like they face hurdles when they are, growing into their stage. So Harley also have seen its share in financial struggles, or you can say there were competition from Japanese manufacturers as well. Plus, there was changing consumer preferences. So how do you think like Harley has bounced back in this?
Yeah, I think this was maybe early 80s. When Harley was not doing well, they were at the verge of bankruptcy. So I think they focused on some very fundamental things, and that was a part of my research, is that, how did they overcome that? There are 2-3 things. They focused on the quality, they focused on the customer experience, and the most important thing was they also worked with the government of America. So you had German bikes coming in, your Hondas, Japanese bikes coming in. They were leaner, meaner, they were more reasonable. But I think besides the quality and having that pride in the kind of that image they created, a lot of brand, brand management, I would say, what they focused on. I think the quality, brand management, the community, and one last thing which they worked very closely with the government of America. So government of America actually increased the tariffs for companies like Japanese companies or or German companies, whether it was Hondas or BMWs. So there was a slightly high tariff for those motorcycles that made Harley actually, create more space and more sales out. I think
and overcome these challenges.
They came over. They overcame the challenge. As I said, quality, brand positioning, their customer base, customer advocacy, and then working with the government in terms of bringing some tariffs for the companies which were bringing more motorcycles from outside.
Yeah. So they were just not a motorcycle company. They're just a brand identity. Like they have created such a big brand. And also this is where the consumers are more engaged towards Harley. Like it's the owners, the hog that we talked about, Harley owners group. So it's kind of a brotherhood with them, definitely. And also I think this also has helped in overcoming these challenges because the loyal customer base. Yeah. So we can talk about that also, like how loyal their customers are. Like they keep repurchasing all the bikes. Once the owner, always owner, I suppose. And so can you put some light on that, like how they are being so loyal?
So I think again, I tell you, it's the identity. Yeah. So you really want to, when you're a motorcyclist, you really want to upgrade. So probably I've done 4 or 5 upgrades in my life. So you're continuously looking for new tech, new machine, and the way they bring out what is in their upcoming series and the new machines, and that makes it very invigorating for people to even experience that and look at that. Yeah. So I think that's a very normal thing for anybody as in consumers. They really want something new. But what makes them unique, they make it very seamless if you want to transition from older version to a new version. That again is very intrinsic for Harley, how they make it easy. I did speak about they have a very unique in-house financing, which is very seamless. You just go, just give the paperwork, 20 minutes you're out with a bike worth maybe 40-50 lakh rupees.
So and you are part of home.
And you are part of home. Yeah. So there's a lot of investment Harley as an organization goes, that this brotherhood, this community continues. I mean, you would have seen it here, how they how they treat you.
Okay, so coming to the last segment of today's episode. So as we see that world is moving towards sustainability, we are very much conscious about how environment is going to be in coming years. So is there something like Harley is also doing which can move towards sustainability in coming years?
See, look, I haven't gone really depth in this subject, but I know there is a focus on bringing the next generation electrical bikes. So I think one of the bikes which we could talk about is called Live Wire.
Yeah,
that's a bike which is electrical wire. I don't know whether it will make it to India, but that's that's going to be a transition from the old school to electrical. So every organization today has to think about sustainability and carbon prints, and they're very serious about that too. So I really don't know much, but I know there is a journey which they have taken it from the old fuel machines to the new electric bikes. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to see how that electrical bike comes in, because that's a very big change from their existing engineering, what they have been focusing last little over 120 years, 122 years now.
It's completely like different from what they have now.
But there is a complete organization within Harley, engineering organization, which is focusing on next generation electrical bikes. Yeah. Whether I will buy it, I don't know. I may still, but there is a lot of focus which is there.
So we can say that future of Harley is very much bright. Yeah. So can you put some more light on like how they are going to sustain in this world?
See, look, as I mentioned again, they are moving into newer territories now. They are not, earlier they were limited to specific countries. They are moving beyond those. They are making sure that Harley spreads its, prints across other countries. That's a one. And they're also working on earlier it was 45 each. I did mention it before.
Yeah.
I think they are going across the kind of products they are coming now from 750cc to, 2000cc. Though there's all variety of bikes which are coming in. So more territories, more countries, and across the age group products coming in. So they are on that. I think the strategy, they're right in the strategy there.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you see me riding, I've been riding for the last 20 years, and just because I've been riding, my son wants to ride now. So it passes from generation to generation.
Yeah.
It's a very strong feeling of passing that brand from generation X to generation Y. And I can see it at home. It's happening.
Yeah, that's great.
It's happening.
So that brings us to the end of today's case study of Harley-Davidson building a brand through consumer engagement. From its humble beginnings in a small city shed to becoming a global icon, Harley-Davidson has shown us that a brand is more than just a product. It's about identity, community, and resilience. Through innovation, adaptability, and deep connection with its riders, Harley has kept its engines roaring for over a century. So a heartfelt thank you to Mr. Sofi Zahoor sir for bringing such rich insights and perspectives to today's conversation. Your thoughts on branding as well as leadership and human connection have truly elevated our understanding of what makes Harley-Davidson more than just a motorcycle. It is a movement. And to our incredible listeners, thank you for riding along with us. If today's episode sparked new ideas or gave you a fresh take on brand loyalty and consumer engagement, be sure to hit that subscribe button, share with your crew, and stay tuned for more powerful stories behind iconic brands. Until next time, keep your engines running, your curiosity alive, and never stop chasing what sets your soul on fire. So thank you very much, sir. Do you have something to
No, thank you very much
say?
for inviting here. I had a great pleasure to coming here and talking to you and talking about this case study on Harley-Davidson and brilliant case study from Harvard Business Publishing, and that to Chandigarh University coming together with this case study on Harley Business Publishing. So I think it makes tons of sense, and I'm very pleased that I'm a part of this journey of talking about Harley as a brand and what has been their journey. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you all for joining. That is all. Thank you very much.